We are very pleased to welcome to the stage someone who's been a part of the I.I.M.U.N. family since 2014. The man who's inspired Gen Z to read with his Shiva and Rama trilogies, Amish Tripathi. Wow. He's a global best-selling author with over 7 million copies sold in the Indian subcontinent. Beyond his writing, he's also served as director of the Nehru Centre in London, fostering India-UK relations. He's also a renowned host for TV documentaries, having recently worked on Disney TV's Legends of the Ramayana and The Journey of India, co-hosted with Mr. Amitabh Bachchan. For us, he remains the ever-smiling, humble man, always ready to explain any topic, no matter how many times we ask. Please give a warm welcome to Academic Advisory Council member, Mr. Amish Tripathi.
जयकाल महाकाल विकराल शंभो जीवन हो या मृत्यु दोनों ही तुम हो जन्मों जन्मांतर की लड़िया ये कड़िया हरियो ने हर जीवन रखवाल तुम हो जयकाल महाकाल
Mr. Amish Tripathi, everybody!
Hi guys, how are you doing? How good was that dance performance, man? Loud round of applause. Okay, I was asked to make a short speech, and I thought the first thing that struck me when I came here is I wish I was younger. I'm 50 years old. I wish I was as old as you guys, because what a rocking time to be an Indian. Applause for being an Indian. I'll tell you, for many centuries, India declined economically. Just last year, India crossed our former colonial master, UK's GDP. All thanks to you guys. At the rate we are growing, we'll probably be number 3 in a few years. Only China and the US will be ahead of us. Give us a few decades, we'll cross that too. But this is not something, it's not just about celebrations. I want to say something as a 50-year-old who has seen much of the world to you guys as you grow up. 3 messages that I thought I should share in my speech, and then I'll quickly make my exit, or if I have to answer some questions. The first thing is unity. This is something that I've said repeatedly many times, but if you guys have been tracking what has been happening in our neighborhood, in other countries, the disorder, the chaos, it makes it even more important. It doesn't matter what religion you're from, what community you're from, what language you speak, what region you're from, what gender you are. If you're an Indian, you're one of us. We must have that attitude. If you're an Indian, you're one of us. You see so many countries lose their way because they don't remain united. Another thing that I thought maybe I'll leave with you guys is decolonization. Anyone's heard of this term, decolonization? Yeah, what does it mean? It doesn't have to do with your colon. No. Exactly. We must reclaim our own indigenous roots. That doesn't mean giving up English. English is a good tool, right? It doesn't mean giving up jeans. Jeans are something practical to wear. But it means not waiting for an American to tell you that yoga is good for you before realizing that yoga is good for you. It means if your mother tells you drink haldi doodh, how many of your mothers tell you to drink haldi doodh? Yeah? Yeah, so many people wouldn't drink it till some American told them, have turmeric latte and give us $8 for it, right? Haldi doodh is good for you. It's part of our indigenous roots. Reclaim it. But it's not just about smaller things like this. Even at a bigger level, it actually impacts our real life. How many of you have noticed in big cities, these new office buildings that are coming up? You notice many of them are glass-walled. Yeah? Glass-wall buildings. Where did glass-wall buildings come up first? Any guesses? America, Northeast America, Western Europe. Does a glass wall building make sense in that region? Yeah? Shortage of the sun, you build a glass wall building, you reduce heating costs, sun's rays refract in, it makes sense. Does India have a shortage of the sun or an excess of the sun? Excess. You build a glass wall building in India, you're essentially building a giant microwave oven. And then you have to blast the AC from the inside. Environmental impact is massive. You fall ill when you go into that building. Hot, cold. It makes no sense in India. Why are architects building this? Because they are blindly copying Western paradigms which make no sense in India. How many of you saw photographs of our cities, Chennai, Bangalore, Mumbai? During the monsoon season, it's all flooded, right? Yeah? Chennai had massive floods some 7-8 years ago. Did you track the reports next year that they had a shortage of water? And then 2 years later, they had floods once again. And you're wondering what's going on. Because India has something called the monsoon system. It comes every year. It has been happening that way for thousands of years. But we don't build our cities for Indian realities. We want to copy London. Does London have a monsoon system? London, it rains every second day. They don't need to build for massive rainfall for 2 months and dryness for 10 months. We build our cities copying Western paradigms which make no sense. When we don't decolonize, we actually impact our real lives. So that's the second thing. Our generation messed up. Our previous generation certainly messed up. Look to this, decolonize. Don't learn the good things from the West, no doubt. But reconnect to India. Reconnect to the climate that you live in. Thank you. The third thought I thought I'll leave with you guys is resilience. Anyone knows what resilience means? Resilience, yes, you there. No, you had your hand raised. What does resilience mean? Okay, anyone, shout out.
Strong, yes.
Being tough.
Yes,
being
being
strong.
tough and strong.
What? Being strong, right? Being tough. Yeah? No matter what hits you, you get back up, dust yourself off, keep walking once again. There was a time we were living in the world of what is called the long peace. Dr. Tharoor has written on this. There was a world order that was created in 1945, which was created by the US. It led to the long peace. There were 70, 80 years of per capita violence across the world. It was actually a lot lower. That long peace is clearly coming to an end. This is a time of uthal-puthal. The kind of generation that suffered the 1930s and 1940s, it may come once again. Your generation will have to be a lot tougher. The point I'm trying to make is be aware of what is going on in the world, because some things may suddenly just creep up on you. No one thought that you'd have a pandemic which would shut down the entire world, right? Did you? Wasn't part of your scheme of things, but it just happened. Anyone knows what is happening in the Red Sea with the Houthis? Who's heard of the Suez Canal? You would have studied in your geography class. Why is the Suez Canal important? Because it connects the world's tradeways. Ships go through it, trade between Europe and Asia. If the Suez Canal is shut, ships have to sail all around the African continent. There are a bunch of people called the Houthis who blockaded that, because the Suez Canal goes through the Red Sea. That's why one of the reasons that inflation is going up. The point is, you guys are kids, be aware of what is happening in the world, because sadly for you, you live in a world where there will be a lot of uthal-puthal. And what do you have to be to survive in a world of uthal-puthal? Resilient. You should be tough. Things will happen, be tough enough to fight back. It's not about how hard you can hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and take it and keep on going. That's what resilience is. These are the 3 thoughts I wanted to leave with you guys. And may I say, what a great time to be an Indian. We will see the rise of our great land once again. We'll be back to where we were in historical times, and your generation will make it happen. Do a good job. Thanks, guys.